For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a review on a driveway awning from Vango. So this here is the Vango Galli. So the Galli is an awning that's basically, as it says in the name, drive away. So you can leave it freestanding to nip off the shops and drive back and reattach it. So it's a really nice, versatile, inflatable awning. So it's quick and easy to put up as well. I mean, the whole thing I've actually put up on my own in the best part of sort of 13 minutes. You can check out that video on our website as well as our YouTube channel. So the Galli has different sizes in the range. So the main body of the actual driveway awning stays the same. It's just the attachment behind onto the vehicle which alters depending on what vehicle you've got. So they do a low, standard and a tall. So the low is sort of from 180 to sort of 210, more sort of designed really for your T5s, bongos, that sort of thing. They do a standard which goes anywhere up to 235. So that's anything sort of in between. And then finally you've got your tall, which is the model I've got here, which will go from about 230 up to about 280, 290. So like I said, it really depends on where you need to, so what you need to make sure is measure your vehicle before you buy whatever awning you're going for. Alternatively, bring your vehicle into us, we'll measure it for you, and we can then sort of say what's going to work and what's not. So we're more happy to do that here at Attwoolls and bring it in, and we'll do all the work for you. Really nice sort of driveway awning. It's got a great little canopy area at the front here, offering plenty of shelter and space. So really you can put a couple of chairs out here and not have to worry about the rain coming down, and it's quite a nice place to spend an evening looking out upon your sort of view on the campsite. But you've got a sort of sewn in ground sheet in as well. It uses a really great sort of strong fabric, so it's a 420 denier fabric, so it's about sort of five times thicker than what a normal sort of tent or driveway awning tends to be, sort of about 70 denier, you see. So 420 grid sing, it's double rip stock as well, so it's a very durable fabric, and like I said, if you get a small little rip or something, it's not going to suddenly shoot up. It's just isolated from that point due to the double rip stock. Very waterproof. It's 6,000 mil hydrostatic head, so there's more than any sort of everywhere was going to throw at it. And then you've got the great sort of spec of things, so you've got good sort of webbing straps at the front and back to give you sort of good strength in the wind and torsion as well, combined with the guy ropes we've got set up around it as well. Really just offer great stability, and certainly with the air chambers, not only is it quick and easy, but yet again in terms of the wind, it will pretty much hold up better than most poled models will. One thing to bear in mind as well, it's quite a nice little thing, is that you've got a separate entrance if you wanted to go straight into your vehicle without going through the awning. So you've got a door panel here which can unzip, and then you're into your awning from there. Necessarily, like I said, you've got adjustment strap at the back here, which helps to alter the height of the vehicle. So like I said, if you're like this, which is the tall, and you're sort of on the lower bracket, naturally you get a bit more fabric gathered up, so you can quite happily adjust it using this webbing strap system. And that attaches on like so and just makes that nice and taut, and then you can sort of enter through this door. This really attachment's purely a means to go to and from the awning without having to worry about getting too wet. It's not a complete watertight fixture really, because like I said, it just pegs down the side. You can just see it pegs just beneath the vehicle there and holds up to it. Really nice model, and certainly was something that was a massive hit for the 2016 season. So going forward, you can see it's just gaining and gaining more response, and people are more aware of it now, so it's a really nice awning. You can sort of twin it with extra features, sort of things like footprints and carpets and inner bedrooms as well, but I'll talk a bit more about that certainly in detail as we go through. One thing to make a note of as we're on the outside is the sort of window panels you've got running down here. So you've got a beautiful clear PVC windows to get plenty of light in and also great vision, but then you've got two panels here as well with PVC windows as well, so you get again, and you can get the good light, but you've got a mesh panel as well, so you can roll these up like I have with this one here. You've got a mesh there, so you get a beautiful circulation of air without having to sort of combat with all the bugs and critters coming in. But we'll talk a bit more about certain features of this actual driveway awning as we head inside, so let's have a look. So now we're inside the Galli, you can get a bit more of a better feel for how it's all laid out. So like I said, it opens like canopy area, which we can see from the outside. You've then got your sort of main door panel. So you've got two beautiful sort of windows each side of here, which obviously, again, adds plenty of light to the awning. But then you've got your curtains, which will sort of zip up and zip down curtains to get your privacy when you want to as well. So that's a really great little feature. Like I said, having the option of the zips there, for me, it just makes it that sort of next level in terms of luxuriousness. The front door here, again, you've got a normal panel, but you've also got a mesh part to the door. So if you wanted, yet again, to help with sort of the bugs and critters you can do so again just to give yourself good circulation. Certainly with the sort of the rain safe canopy you've got in the front there, it doesn't matter if it's chucking down with rain, you've still got that mesh door to get good circulation. The water's not going to come in as well. And you've got great little toggle points just to sort of toggle it all back as well, just to keep it all neat and tidy. So, you know, they have thought about the sort of small little details in this particular awning. It's got a sewn in ground sheet, so it's got a, so the main part of the body here is all sewn in, so again, helps keep the critters and everything else out. But again, just makes it more of a, feel like a tent for the side of your sort of T5 or awning. So really, if you've got a room sort of with smaller vehicles, this is more than ample enough. And like I said, what you can do is buy inner bedrooms, and they can basically sit inside of here. So you can fit 2 inner bedrooms inside this actual model. So you sort of have one there and then one there. So it really becomes sort of like a 4-berth in addition to whatever sleeping capacity you've got in your vehicle. So that's a really great little extra to purchase, certainly for this particular model. You've got, like I said, from the outside, separate window panels here. Yeah, again with the zip curtains, but you've got a mesh part behind it. So again, you can have circulation of air without having to worry about the bugs and whatnot come in. So really, you've got one main door on the front, one side door that goes into the area, and then beautiful mesh panels / windows on the side here as well. Continuing the theme of ventilation, making sure it's nice and breezy. You've got good ventilation at the top, and then also at the back here where potentially there would be obviously the inner bedrooms to go into. That's a great little thing as well. One thing as well to bear in mind is this uses Vango's what they call supersized beams. So their air chambers are actually 20% bigger than the standard tent, so we get, again, more rigidity against the wind. One thing that certainly you do benefit from something like this is the sort of hanging points and lanterns and things like that. So again, they still thought about things. So you've got little points, 1, 2, and there's an additional one just on the canopy up here as well, just to hang a lantern in the evening so you can get good sort of light. And yet again, you still have things like little points, Velcro tabs leading down to a cable entry point by the side down the bottom here. So you can get your mains hookup through that slot without having to leave the door open the whole time. So again, small little tweaks like that really do make quite a nice difference. One thing to bear in mind with this is the addition of what they call TBS. So TBS stands for tension band system, and is a webbing system which actually clips in just for additional stability if needed. So what you've got in the small here, you've got small little pockets. So, and all it is just a webbing strap which just links up to the roof part here. And like I said, you've got another one on that side, and it just gives you a triangle formation, just give yourself a bit more strength in higher winds. Probably 95% of people don't really tend to use it, nor will have to, but it's just there for your added assurance. So if you're leaving the awning freestanding for a while, and it's quite blustery, you can obviously pop those in just to give yourself that extra security that everything's going to be okay. The sort of side door, like I said, you've still got a mesh part here, as well as a normal door, so when you drive away and roll your attachment back, it just sort of toggles back into the points here, and then you've got extra guy ropes just to give yourself, again, torsion that way so it freestands. And to be honest, this really is like a tent for the side of the awning. So if you didn't want to take your motorhome or anything away, in theory you could more than happily use this as a tent. Obviously roll the attachment back so it's all tucked away neat and tidy, and use this as a tent. So you've got dual purpose there. So that's quite a nice little point actually, to be fair. But on the attachment side of things, it's 250 onto the rail, so it's quite a small attachment. But obviously the generator space you get is ideal. And the main thing is because this fits side on rather than end on to the vehicle, it just sort of goes alongside. So it means you don't take up a massive amount of pitch space. And even in the attachment here, because you've got, it's 2 meters, you've really got all from there all the way to there in terms of extra space between the vehicle and the awning. So one thing you're definitely not short of is additional room. And as soon as you put a couple of tables and chairs inside of here with 2 bedrooms, you need that room, and you definitely get it with this particular model. In essence, really positive model here. The Galli, like I said, it's one that's been a brilliant seller for us in the past year, and certainly going forward, I can only see it improving. You still get things like sort of the pump included as well as sort of a good standard pegs, and I think even a mallet as well. So there's loads of things that necessarily you wouldn't pay extra for. One thing to bear in mind is how you're going to attach it onto your vehicle. So we do a how to attach a driveway awning little tutorial video as well, just to sort of talk you through the options. But this actually comes with the CADA that sort of you're feeding on, so you can look at buying a fixing kit. to feed it onto your camera like I have with this motorhome. Alternatively, you've got straps which are supplied with it to throw them over the top of your vehicle, guy it down or the other side, and just keep it sort of nicely and tight to it. You've got the ability as also a sleeve as well, so you can thread a steel sort of pole and clamp that into a gutter if you need be. Or finally, you've got little Velcro tabs, so you've got like a roof rack, you can sort of Velcro it round. So there's numerous ways you can attaching, and so you've got loads of options. But if if anyone wants to bring their vehicle into us, we're more than happy to look at it and give you the best option that you can look at for your particular vehicle. But really positive model for the Galli, and certainly I think it's to go onwards and upwards for this season. So really impressive, loads of talking points, and certainly a winner in our book. So this one's going to be on display in our indoor showroom, which you can come check it out, and we can obviously talk about it in more detail. But any questions or queries, comment below, or alternatively obviously message us via Facebook or email. So that here is the marvellous Vango Galli.